There are overlaps between the challenge of fighting the pandemic and the challenge of fighting climate change. What steps can government take to address them both at the same time?
Well, the idea that you count on government to see problems out in the future and to really look at the science and understand what will work, what won't work. The pandemic illustrates that government didn't look out for us despite the warnings that were out there. Climate fits that same paradigm. Sadly, in the case of climate, as it gets worse and worse towards the end of the century, there isn't anything like a vaccine that you can spend, tens of billions on, and then boom, your mistakes, although they're horrific, you can bring it to a close. Climate change is much harder, and the damage that will be done every year will be greater than what we've seen during this pandemic. So, I hope it's a wake-up call to think, okay, what else are we being warned about? Does it take, what percentage of government resources would that take? And holding people to account that even things that take a long time, we have to get started now on.
One of the things common to both the pandemic and to climate change is a growing mistrust of science. Where will this country end up, Bill, if voters don't believe what scientific data show and what scientific models indicate?
Well, I think it's more, who do they trust? Science, no one knows all of science. I'm a perennial student, and the percentage I know is very, very small. But there is this way of picking really good people, having really open debates about what's known, what's not known, trying different things out. There's an approach that science teaches us that lets us find what those right investments should be. Will this vaccine work? Will this bridge fall down? All sorts of things that really, really count, that you don't expect the population themselves to know, but you should pick somebody who believes in experts and, can admit mistakes and is willing to come up with a long-term plan, and just saying, hey, we're a selfish country. Well, for some things that works, but for some things, without global cooperation, it's a huge problem for this country. I think it's more to do with engaging smart approaches than the public knowing a lot of science themselves.
When you describe those desirable attributes, do you have anyone in mind?
Well, somebody who's proven that they have wisdom and that they pick very strong people and they'll build a team approach. That's what we do when we give out money as a foundation, and that, we have, fortunately, a lot of success using that approach.